Howdy y'all, Red here. Want to do a quick update video to my recycled primers for my last ditch ammunition project. So I've crimped out probably about 50 primers or so, and I've fired 8 of them, and they work really good. But I did want to just add just a few things just to make things a little bit easier for those of y'all that are going to try this. First off is, I've been using this little knife here to cut them out, and I love it just because it has just the little pieces. Whoops. Little incremental pieces there. See if it'll focus. There you go. Little incremental pieces there that whenever the tip starts to get dull, you can just break it off. It's a lot faster doing it that way than, say, with like a box cutter or excuse me, an X-Acto blade or scissors or anything like that. So this is an extremely good tool. Also, what I do is actually use it for whenever I'm picking things up. I can kind of stab it and like flip things around. Of course, when I'm doing it one-handed, flip things around, and it's a lot easier to do it with using this than just with my fingers, because I have really big fingers. Also, my hands shake a lot. So, having a tool like this is exceptional. As for other stuff, so I notice whenever like I'm crimping these, so, I'll cut, 3 of these out, and I'll peel the little thin cardboard or paper off the back. And I'll stack 3 of these into my primers that I've taken, and see if you can get that to focus. There you go. Like this one, for example, you can kind of see it's flattened out, but it still has that dimple from when the firing pin struck it. And that's not a huge deal, honestly. See if I can find another one here. Say they still have those dimples on them, but whereas I'll take one that I haven't flattened out. Let's see. Sorry, my work table's a mess here. See, like this one, you can see it's a lot more rounded, whereas one of these, sorry, my phone just really doesn't want to focus. These, it's a lot flatter. So anyways, when you are putting the 3 little pieces there into the cup, and you put the anvil in, first off, you're going to want to use safety glasses, just because I have had one pop as I'm crimping it, just because the anvil was a little bit off center, and I was pushing it in trying to center that anvil as I was crimping it with these. I pushed a little bit abruptly, a little bit too hard, and it did pop, and I was holding it fairly close to my face as I was doing it. So anyways, big recommendation is, of course, these are flammable. That's why they're being pressed into primers. They can do eye damage. I'm fine, of course. Another thing I wanted to add is, it's 2020 and we all hate wearing masks, but I would recommend wearing a mask while doing this, just because, something as monotonous as this, it's really easy just to kind of let out a sigh, whether it's through your nose or through your mouth. And then you scatter all these just all over the table whenever you do that. So if you have something covering your face, it bypasses that. Let's see what else. Another thing too is whenever you cut the circles out, and you're using a knife like this, or really any kind of other knife, I found it's really good to kind of stick it in and then twist it a little bit. And whenever you twist that, it's going to expose it a lot better, and you can kind of just peel it, just like a just like you're pulling the top layer of bread off a sandwich. So you're not actually cutting these out, you're actually just peeling them apart. Basically all these right here, I took all these and I pulled anvils and hammered them flat, and that took me probably about 5 minutes just to do all these. And for these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 primers here, just cutting these out and peeling the tissue layer off with the ignition powder. Just to do these 6, it took me about 8 minutes to do. So in about 10 minutes you can take and do about 6 to 8 of these. And of course, as I do more of this, I'm going to get faster at it. But anyways, that's just kind of a couple safety precautions and just a couple of hints to do whenever you're doing these. These are some 9mm that I've cranked out, and as you can see, you can still see those firing pin dimples, but they still will absolutely fire. Again, I've shot about 10 of these, and every last one of them fired. So as for philosophy of use, why would you do something like this? I mean, for one, it's monotonous, so it's something that you can kind of do just in your free times to kind of keep your hands and brain busy. Say you don't have any kind of other entertainment like TV or whatever, as long as you have light, as long as you have, this stuff here is, of course, the cap gun refills. You can do something like this. For a semi-automatic weapon, like I say, a Glock or an AR-15 or something like that, of course it's a pain to sit there and try to crank out a whole bunch of these, and then, in just a few seconds you can drain a magazine. But, say you have like a hunting rifle, for deer hunting, hog hunting, elk hunting, whatever, you can mold projectiles for, say, your 308 or your 30-06 or your 338 Lapua or whatever. And, you can recycle primers, and you can, make 5 primers, press them into your cartridges, and, put your store-bought powder in them, and put your lead projectiles in them. And, you can go hunting on the super, super cheap. And, you only need just a few rounds just to go hunt, whether it's varmints or large game here in the United States and Texas. You don't have to, crank out 100 of them. You can just have just half dozen and you'd be fine. This is also really good for, say, you're in a siege situation. You can, in your downtime, whenever you're not actually firing at the enemy, you can sit there and, have just a few people cranking out these primers. And that way you're not stockpiling massive amounts of ammunition. You say you only have a few hundred rounds. Well, you can do this. And then if you have just a jar of powder, you can, stay in the fight a lot longer, as long as you have the ability to reload and you have the ability to manufacture your own primers this way. Another thing too I want to add is with these paper cap refills, treat them like regular primers. So, try to keep them, more or less in a stable environment. Put them in an ammo can or something like that. Don't let them get wet. The paper primers are going to be better than, say, the plastic, and I say better just because they're a lot easier to cut apart versus the plastic ones. The plastic ones are more expensive, stuff like that. You can also use this stuff right here, which is the waste from cutting it out. It just as a way to, it's extra kindling for starting fires in the wilderness or whatever. Another way that you can do this, and I'm going to try it, I haven't tried it yet, is you can actually make or remanufacture primers. If you can't get a hold of this stuff, you can go and get Strike Anywhere matches, and you can use a knife and take the red phosphorus off the match heads, and you take the white, which is the ignition powder, at the end, mix it all together. Then you can take a little bit of acetone, and you can drip that acetone into your container, just a little bit, just to make it into more liquid form. And then you can take that dripper and you can drip into every single one of those primer cups, and you'll let that dry, let all the acetone, leave, and then you can carefully press your anvils in. Again, I haven't tried that yet. I have the stuff to do it, but this is just a lot easier way to do it, in my opinion. But I'll keep y'all posted on that whole thing. But anyways, I appreciate y'all for watching. This is kind of my part 2 of my original primer video. So if y'all haven't checked that out, I'll put a link to that in the comments. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, like it, subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you have any further questions or concerns, or think I'm wrong or whatever, just let me know in the comments. Thanks.